Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to yet again another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. There's no gameplay or whatever. I'm just going to be talking about 13 things that I would like to see come up in the future for ABI. Some of you guys may agree with some of these things. Some of you guys may not agree with some of these things. You know, these are it's just my opinion in things that I would like to see changed or added to the game. If you guys do end up enjoying this video though, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, because I'm going to be releasing more videos like this in the future along with gameplay. Season 2 is coming out, so we're going to be streaming a lot of that and releasing a lot of content on that as well. But let's get into these things that I would like to see in ABI. All right, so for the first thing I would like to talk about is combining the quick kit and kit buttons. I'll show you what I'm talking about right here. If you go down here, you got the kit button and the quick equip button, right? I would like to see these two buttons combined. If we just click one of them, kind of like how it has a tab up here, if we just had maybe, you know, two tabs up at the top to choose between this page and another tab to choose between this page, that'd be pretty cool. It would just streamline it, kind of. Instead of having to have two buttons, it would free up some of the UI. And, you know, it's not a major change, but something I would like to see done. While we're on that subject, I would also like to see a button or some way to buy a new item from the quick equip menu. Because as it stands right now, just for example, here, let me see. Do I even have room in here? Okay, I do. If you go to quick equip something, right? Let's just say I got this 404 standard surgical kit right here. It's going to pull it from your inventory first. And as you can see, the one in my inventory only has 1 of 4. This just becomes a nuisance when you're trying to get into a fresh raid with all brand new meds and stuff like that. So if there was just some way, a button or an option to buy new rather than pulling it from your inventory, that would be pretty tight as well. That would just kind of be like a quality of life situation that could, you know, just make kitting up a bit more streamlined and easier. All right, for number 3, we have to get rid of the action too frequent situation, man. You see it popping up there. Now, I am exaggerating it right now. You know, I mean, are you really usually doing this? Absolutely not. Should you be limited on how fast you can move items around or put them into your, you know, primary weapon slot or into your chest rig or move them around? I don't think so. I think this needs to be completely removed from the game. It's nothing but an annoyance, and it just makes kitting up or doing anything that where you got to do it quickly just an annoyance. So if we could get that out of the game, that would be amazing. What do you guys think about this action too frequent thing? Because it has been driving me nuts since day one. Like, why are we limiting the speed at which we can move items around in our inventory? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it has something to do with, like, yeah, maybe there's some type of like duplication glitches or some type of weird something. But if you know anything about it, let me know in the comments, because I want to know why we're being limited on how fast we can move items around. All right, number 4, this is kind of a big one, man. And you know what? A lot of people, nobody asked for this, okay? Player AI. We got to get rid of player AI, boys. I mean, it's just so annoying hearing shots in the distance or anything, just wasting your ammo. And then you know, you hear shots in the distance. It might be a real guy. You run all the way over there, find out it's 2 tier 3 player bots shooting at each other. You know what I'm saying? And they're actual player bots, like AI. And it's just, it takes the immersion away from the game. I know some people don't mind the AI. I know some people like the AI, but I think a mass majority of the community does not want the AI, right? And so if we could just get that out of the game, I think there is some kind of confirmation that they might be taking it out, but I don't know for sure. But that's just one of the things I would like to see change, because it is just a major annoyance, and I don't believe anybody asked for it. Personally, I think they're doing it just to kind of, you know, stimulate the player base because they lost so many players and stuff like that. But we really do got to get away from this player AI situation. We're wasting money on it. It's not a good situation, man. All right, number 5, remove red ammo from the market. Only find it in raid, or introduce a crafting system that must be leveled up. Everybody is complaining about the red ammo, so this one's pretty public knowledge, or just, you know, everybody's kind of agreeing with. Red ammo is just overpowered, right? And there needs to be a way, other than just making it more expensive, Because let's be honest, people with 400 mil, 500 mil Cohen, they don't care how expensive the ammo is. They're going to be running the ammo either way, right? So it's not really a big deal to them whether they got to pay an extra $1,000, $2,000 per round. I mean, it does add up, but again, you know, they have 400 mil, 500 mil for a reason, right? So it's not going to be affecting them, and those are the people really going to be running the red ammo. So if we could just take it out of the market and either just make it findable in raids, I mean, that would be ideal, right? But what would be cooler and more fun is if you created, maybe you find it in raids, but you also can craft it. And maybe you can craft all ammo or something, or maybe just specific types of ammo, maybe just high tier ammo. But you got to like level up your crafting ability by getting things in raid, like loot items that you have to turn in. You know what I mean? That would also give you more of a reason to loot, right? Because as of right now, the only reason we have to loot is to sell the items, right? Just to get Cohen to buy more kits, to get more items, to sell it, to buy more kits, right? So that would give us something else to do with the loot as well. I mean, everybody's been talking about kind of like a armory upgrade type deal, kind of like EFT has. Definitely would be a cool idea. So a crafting system, I think, for higher tier ammo would be a good addition, maybe to get the toes wet, get the feet wet, and the whole crafting, you know, and stuff like that. So that's just what I think about it. Number 6, we're going to be talking about Steam release, man. We got to have a Steam release to save this game. So in my opinion, they're not doing a Steam release right now because the game isn't up to par. I feel like they fear if they release it on Steam, it's just not going to go well for them, right? Because there's a lot of things wrong with the game right now. There's season 2 is coming up, and I had a blast playing it. There's a lot of things that still need fixed. The game's not really where it should be at the current moment, and I think that's just kind of why they're avoiding the Steam release right now. But in order to get this game popular, get more players on here, get the player base flowing again, so we're not having to fight against player AI that we don't want, a Steam release could help save the game, at least in the short term, you know, because we'd get a huge influx of new players. We wouldn't be having to have the player AI. It would feel more immersive again. It's just the way the game feels right now with the player AI just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? So a Steam release would definitely help save the game right now. There's no talk about exactly when that's going to be, but that is another thing I would love to see coming up in the future. All right, what is this? Number 7. This is a big one for me, man. This one is big, and a lot of I'm going to get a lot of flack for this one, but it is what it is. I think a lot of people are going to disagree, but a lot of people are also going to agree. We have to have wipes in the game. We have to have wipes. Okay. So how do we have wipes when we've already sold a bunch of people Cohen, right? It's hard to just wipe stuff that people paid money for without reimbursing them. So you would have to reimburse their money. Or you set a deadline for how long until they have to spend their money until it's wiped. You know what I mean? Like if you were going to introduce wipes, you could give people like a 4-month or 3-month, you know, warning ahead of time. Look, by this date, we're going to be doing wipes. You got to spend your Cohen, or you either lose it, or, you know, whatever happens. Maybe we give you some type of in-game items to reimburse you, but you must spend it by then or you lose it, you know, because we're going to start doing wipes. And that just kind of goes into stop selling Cohen, right? I think a mass majority of the player base is not buying Cohen, right? I think most people are playing pretty much free to play. Maybe some people buy the case, stuff like that. But I don't think there's a large percentage of the community that's buying Cohen. I think there's many better ways to make money in the game. And selling Cohen is just not one of them, I don't think. And then, you know, then you can't do things like wipes. But the reason we need wipes is because, as you guys have noticed, as time goes on, when there is no wipes in a game like this, lobbies become full of tier 6 players, higher tier players. Now, we are getting limitations coming up in season 2. There's going to be like a 300k cap on normal, I think 500 or 600k on forbidden, and then so on and so forth for, or not forbidden, for lockdown, and then forbidden, I think there like is no limit. Like you just go all out. So there is that stuff coming, but at the same time, that's just going to push all the high tier players to forbidden, right? And you're still going to, every time you run Forbidden, it's just going to be the same exact kits. I mean, it's just going to get boring, right? Wipes keep things fresh, right? Wipes keep things fun. You get that progression back every 3 to 4 months, whatever wipe schedule works for you. I would prefer a 3-month wipe. You get 4 wipes a year, and you just grind out. If you don't make it to end game within that wipe, tough. You know, that's the nature of these games. You either have the time to make it to end game during the wipe, or you don't. That's the fun part. The fun part about these kind of games is the progression. There's only so many times you can run a tier 6 kit at end game and have fun. How many hundreds of mil can you chase until you're just like, all right, whatever, who cares? You know what I mean? Oh, another red item. I got 900 mil. Who cares? You know, and that's what it's going to be in another year. People are going to have a billion coin. They're going to have no reason to play. They're not going to have the fun they used to have trying to build their coin, right? That's what keeps games like EFT and Rust popular after so long, is that there's wipes. Any game that is successful comparable to this game has wipes. We have to have wipes, man. We have to stop selling coin. Number 8. I do have a little list over here on my phone. I'm not a professional talker guy like this, but number 8, more normal mode maps. Now we are getting Northridge. We're getting Northridge, thankfully. But let's be honest here. For new players coming in that don't have a lot of money, you only got Farm and Valley, right? And there's only so many times you can run those maps, and it's about 3 months worth of time until you get very bored of them. Now, for solos like me, it's not viable to always run Lockdown or Forbidden. You know what I mean? We're solo. We usually lose more than we win. We play solo. Most people that play solo for the pain, right? You play solo to be the lone warrior, to make the big play, right? By yourself, right? And so we never have as much coin. We lose more than we win and stuff like that. So in order for us to kind of gain back some of the coin we lose in Lockdown and Forbidden, we got to play normal. But every time, you know, I've been playing for 8 months. So maybe somebody that's only been playing 3 months, now they're going to have 5 maps to rotate through. But I've been playing since season 0. I've had to only rotate through Valley and Farm every time I play normal mode. I mean, it's a little bit ridiculous. I thought that they were going to put Northridge in and we would be able to play that in all modes. I have no idea why that's being limited to Lockdown. And I think solo mode is even limited to Lockdown. Maybe. That might not be true, so don't hold me to that. But Northridge, as far as I could see in the creator test, is limited to Lockdown. We have to have new regular mode maps, man, to keep people interested, keep the rotation of the maps fresh. You just get bored running the same maps over and over again, especially with the limitations on movement. You know, how they funnel you in to certain areas. You can't jump over certain walls and stuff like that, excuse me. But it's we just need new regular mode maps, man. And the fact that I don't think we're going to get one in season 2 is just kind of ridiculous to me, because there has to be another map that you can run on regular. I don't know why not. Let me know in the comments why we can't. All right, number 9 is this might be a quick one. Prox chat. We need Prox chat, man. Do you know how much fun content we could have with Prox chat? Do you know how many clips, how much fun this game would look in videos, and which is good for promotion? If we had fucking Prox chat, VoIP, whatever you want to call it, voice over internet provider, you know, whatever the hell. If somebody's stuck in a room and I'm outside that room, I want to be able to yell in there at them. I want them to be able to yell at me. It creates for funny moments. It does create toxic moments as well, but that's just the nature of the beast of Prox chat, right? It creates toxic moments, but it also creates a lot of fun, funny, and entertaining moments. Now, this might be more of a content creator wish or want, but it would do a lot for the overall fun of the game. I mean, imagine if you were playing Rust. I keep bringing up Rust because it's one of the games I played mainly, you know, throughout my PC gaming career. But imagine if you were playing Rust and you had no voice chat. You know what I'm saying? You just run around. It's not the same kind of game, but voice chat would add so much to this game. And I think many more people want it than people that don't. And you could always enable it or disable it. You know what I mean? So it's not a big deal. We should just have the option to do it. You know what I mean? So Yeah, let's get that procs chat in there. All right, so here's one that also bothers me. What is this, number 10 or 11? I don't even know. I've lost count at this point. Here's another one that bothers me. If you are holding a weapon, can you see this under my camera? Yes, you can. If you're holding a weapon, you cannot right click on it and modify it, right? You can only modify it if it's in your inventory. Why? Why? What's the limitation there? Why is that being limited? I want it, like, if I'm already holding the gun, I don't want to have to like scroll down to an empty spot that I have, put it back, modify it. I just feel like there's so many ways that they just slow you down. And I don't know if it's just try to keep you on the game longer or what, but this seems like one of those things that slow you down that makes no sense, right? I don't know if it's purposely like this, if they plan on changing it, if they plan on updating it. I know in season 2 creator test, no, you still cannot modify your gun while it's on you. I don't know if maybe it's because you can't in real life modify a gun as you're holding it. However, yes, you can't, you have to hold the gun to modify. You have to pick it up, hold it and everything. So I'm just not sure why it has to be in your inventory to modify it. So if we could get the ability to do that, because it is just an annoyance. Most of these things are just little things, but it's good quality of life things that would help smoothen out the game a little bit. Okay, so for number, what is this, 11? We need one-time skin buys. We cannot be gambling for skins, man. Where is it? Not available, military supply? I don't even think, yeah, it's saying it's not even available. I don't even know, you know, if you can buy the skins right now. Where are they at? Where are they at, man? I have no idea. Maybe they just don't have one right now to sell or whatever, but it's saying not available. But in the future, if you guys have bought a skin on ABI, you know that you kind of got to gamble for it by opening crates, right? We need to do away with that. I think if you were to sell skins, I've said this in previous videos or streams, but I think if you were to sell skins for a one-time buy, like $19.99 for like a shirt and a gun skin, little bundle or whatever, you're going to sell the same amount of money worth, if not more worth of skins. More people would have skins and you wouldn't be gambling, you know, hoping that you get a skin, spending $100 on a skin. I think that's the wrong way to go going forward. And I think we need to definitely do one-time buys. I mean, literally, it's literally just like Fortnite, right? Or any game that really sells skins, PUBG, this and that. You know, we need to be able to just buy the skin, man. 20 bucks, maybe you do a expensive bundle for 30 because you are a smaller game. You do need to make money. I fully understand that. But gambling $100 to get a skin or a pickaxe or something, it's just, you know, we need to do away with that. Here's a pretty big one. This is number 12, and then we have one left, but this is a pretty big one for me, man. You know, I've complained about this so many times. When you go to Deke and you get these limited time deals right here, let's take a look here. What's this? What's this? Some of them are going to be good deals, right? But that's 17K if you trade for it, 18K to buy. Okay, that's a good deal. 26K to trade for this one, and it's 37K to buy. That's a good deal. Let's check the backpack. 26K to trade for the backpack, 31K to buy it. All right, well, Deke, you're making me look like a jerk today, okay? You're making me look like a jerk, bud. Hold on. This tier 3 armor right here, 45K to trade for it, 40K to buy it. So, I mean, let's just use this as an example. Okay, I mean, it's not as big, but I'm sure you guys have seen in the limited time deals that some items to trade for them cost like double what it is to just buy it, right? And it's supposed to be a limited time deal. You're not supposed to be, like, it's supposed to be a good deal. There should never be any way that you're paying double the price trading for it in the limited time deal as just buying it, because then what's the point of the limited time deal? I get that not all deals are supposed to be amazing. Maybe, you know, kind of like that, or whatever it was, the backpack or the armor, I can't even remember what it just was, but, you know, if it's just 5K over, that's one thing, but then why wouldn't you just buy it from the market anyway? Why would you trade for it? But I mean, some items, man, it'll be a 60K item and you're having to pay like 110K if you want to trade for it. So it just doesn't make sense to me as a limited time deal. Because when you think limited time deal, that's like, oh, I can only get this deal for a limited time. This is a really good deal. I can't skip this up, right? So I think some work needs done in that aspect. And lastly, boys, we need storage crates. We have to have some type of storage system. Now, you can see my storage, top tier slop. Okay, this is not, you know, I have no rhythm or rhyme to this storage. It's just all over the place. I'm not using all the backpacks and rigs like people currently use. Everybody buys, you know, the big backpacks and rigs that you can Tetris together and get more storage space and all that. But why would we have to do that though? You know, why don't we have storage crates for, you know, weapons, attachments, throwables, money, ammo, gear, meds, you know, whatever. And you can make them expensive. You can make them grindable. It would be nice. Maybe you make a small grindable version and then maybe you sell a bigger one or whatever, or charge a lot of coin for it to where it just makes it, you know, like you got to grind for it, you know? I think storage crates need to be in the game. I mean, because currently right now, you know, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to buy a bunch of backpacks and a bunch of rigs and, you know, just whatever. I would rather just sell stuff, get it out of my inventory and stuff like that. But it is what it is. You can get the expanded storage here. You can get the expanded storage. But, you know, there has to be crates for people that don't want to get the expanded storage or can't get the expanded storage or just whatever, you know, because you get to a point where you got 600 mil that's taken up damn near your whole expanded storage. You got 600 mil in what is it, 200k stacks of money? How big is money? Is it no, it's 1 mil stacks. You got 600 mil, man. I mean, come on, it's gonna be a lot of mil. You know, it's going to be a lot of storage taking up your money. So if we could get some crates in the game, that would also be great. But I appreciate you guys tuning into the video. That's pretty much it for right now. What do you guys think? Do you agree with some of these things? Do you disagree with some of these things? Were you already thinking some of these things? Or, you know, did I surprise you with a couple things that might be good to change in the future or update in the future? Let me know down in the comments and make sure you smash that like button. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.